How do I build an agency? If the way I see it, the way I teach it is 4 steps, but the way I see it, the way I build my business is there's 5 steps to building an agency, to building a team. Number 1, we have to realize that our inventory is people. But our challenge is that our business, and see, this is where a lot of people with Equus, and a lot of people in the network marketing industry, and a lot of people with other insurance IMOs, it's where they don't understand, it's where they don't have this awareness. Your business does not grow based on how many people you hire. You can never show me any example of a correlation of how many people you hire versus how much your business grows. No, the only difference I'm going to show you is a true business builder versus a recruiter. Now here's the thing, there are people inside of Equus, and they're awesome people, and they teach recruiting, and you know what? Run with it. But I'm just telling you, I hate recruiting, and I don't recruit. Okay? So number 1, we got to recognize there's people. But we have to realize that our business grows based on us being able to hire right people. So we hire people to the best of our ability, and through structure, we find right people. So how do I build an agency and find right people? This, for some of you guys, will absolutely set you free. Okay? Because if you understand that finding right people is not a lottery. So people, you've got warm market and you've got cold market. I'm not going to have a talk today on like I don't care. Cold market, warm market, I don't care. Because both deal with people, okay? I will tell you, if I talk to you about one strategy today, I'd rather talk to you about how to run 15 mortgage protection appointments a week and how to keep your eyes open, because a certain percentage of those 15 are going to be great candidates for your business. But you have people, so what we have to do is we have to set up a funnel. So we have a funnel of checking interest. So you've got people, I don't care if it's warm market, cold market. So number 2 is you have check interest. Yes and a no are equal, weight factor 0. So understand, when I'm building a business, I'm not in sales. So those of you guys, when you engage in your business building activities, stop selling people. Stop trying to overcome people's objections in business building. Stop doing it. Don't do it. You don't want to do it. Field underwriter, yes, you want to handle their objections. Business builder, no. So one of the things that I'll encourage you guys, and this is just this is elementary. This is like first grade. But I'll guarantee you, some of y'all sitting in this room, you haven't done it. I would make out a list of the top 25 of the sharpest people that you know. I would develop a list of the top 25, E quadrant and S quadrant, the top 25 people you know. And here's what I would do. I know now, let me tell you, I know what to do, I know. I'd give that list to my upline. Okay, here's where you and I, a lot of times we have a disconnect. I want to train you to own the world. I want to train you to be financially free. But you keep putting yourself in a position where you've been in a million times in every network marketing business you've got into, because you get in a network marketing business and there's somebody in your upline that walks on water. If I just give my list to them, they'll hire these people for me, and no, they won't. No, they won't. Never forget this. Some of you guys, you're going to walk out here today and you're not going to do Equus. Equus isn't going to be for you, but you're still awesome. We love you. I never want you to forget this, okay? The goal of work that I teach people, the goal of work, whether it's calling and booking 10 to 15 appointments off of C-Leads, or whether it's doing 10 to 15 interviews a week, the goal of the work that I give you is not growth. It's not even making money. Wait a minute, John, you having me call C-Leads and the goal is not making money? No. The goal of work over a period of time of your life, the goal of work is to produce personal change. Is to produce a self-image. Is to produce confidence. And the result of personal change, self-image, and confidence is always growth that's sustainable by you. Nobody can create growth for you and it be sustainable if you didn't create it. So no, I don't want you to make a list and give it to me. I don't want to call those people. But I want you to call them. And here's what they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you no. Here's the thing. It's all right. If you mess up and you do the script wrong and a few of them tell you yes, then you can set up a second phone call, because you don't know what day it is with Equus. I understand that, right? You don't even know how to spell Equus. You're still calling Equus Equius. Like, I'm excited about Equius. Yeah. I've heard of Equus. They make cars. No, it's a little different. Okay. Like, you don't know what day. So when I'm gonna give you a script, and when you call them and you're gonna say, "Hey Bob, hey Jill, hey Sally, I wanted to give you a call because I met a couple of guys, I met a business team, we're doing some things in financial services, lead-driven sales and financial services. The name of the company is Equus Financial, and they're looking for a couple of people who are open to the idea of making some money outside of what they're doing in their career. Would you have an interest in maybe meeting and figuring out what they're doing and maybe talking to somebody?" And you know what they're going to tell you? No. And I want you to say, "Hey, it's no problem. It's been great talking to you. How the kids doing? Back at school? Taking a back to school picture yet? Put it on Facebook, right? Back to school. What I did last year. Same picture." Y'all, okay, you know what I'm saying, right? I'm not that cynical looking at y'all's first day school back picture, okay? I like it. And here's the thing, that's probably the worst phone. I'd probably give you a better phone script, but I wanted to give y'all the worst phone script ever. So those of you guys, I just noticed that somebody's like recording, like that's not really, like that was a horrible phone script, okay? So I give you a little bit better for those of y'all watching on video. That messed me up. I did not even recognize that thing. I'm like, what the heck is that? Okay. So I give you a little bit better phone script, but here's the thing. Your top 25, if you will be man or woman enough to go down that list and say, "Hey, we're doing some things on the side regarding financial services. Would you be open to taking a look at something? Would you be taking a look at talking to somebody? Are you interested? Are you right now open to the idea of making some money outside of what you're doing full time?" If you'll go down that top 25 list, and lo and behold, if you do get 25 no's, I will promise you that if you're still with me at the end of 25 no's, if you're still locked into me, you and I are going to make a lot of money together. You and I are going to make a lot of money together. Because what you've just shown me is that you believe me more than the result you're getting. The worst thing in the world is for Dick Sylvester to hire somebody, Dick and Connie Sylvester, the most incredible people. I've known them for a long, long time. Favorites of mine and my wife's. Dick and Connie hire somebody, and Dick says, hey, look, I actually believe enough. I think you're going to do really good in this thing. Just keep your eyes on me. And they go get 2 no's, and all of a sudden, Dick can't get him on the phone. Do you know that guy's a big-time loser? Not that he's a loser, but he's a loser in the fact that if he would have believed Dick more than those 2 no's, the guy was 4, 5, 6 months away from changing his life financially. Why? Because the skill level that he's developed and can transfer to anybody is a skill level that produces $250,000 a year in mortgage protection system. Just like Ray Kroc opened up a McDonald's, like it's not a big deal to him. He's done it. He's done it once or twice. Now he's dead, okay, but I'm just saying the system, it's not a big deal. It's like we got mustard here, ketchup there, like, you know. We've done it a time or 2. So number 1, you've got people. If you've not developed your top 25 list, please do that. Please commit to me to do that. And when you develop that list and you go down and you get no's, now I'm going to tell you. Well, I won't tell you, because I want you to think you're going to get no. Your goal is to get a no. Your goal is not to get a yes. Get the no and go. Get the no and go. Actually, get the no and grow. You don't grow based on the number of yeses you get. You grow based on the number of no's you get. If you'll freaking start to embrace failure, you'll start growing in your life. If you'll embrace failure, you'll start succeeding in your life. Most people don't grow because they don't embrace failures. Can't get excited, it's hot here, okay? So number 1 is people. Number 2, and guys, here's the thing. Can we run ads? Yes, you can run ads. Can you do warm marketing? John, you go out and meet people all the time. I love meeting people. I can't go anywhere where I don't meet people. I meet people, I love seeing sharp people. See, here's what I love. When I'm in width mode, I know that it takes me about 30 days to put about 7 to 9 in. And when I'm in width mode, everywhere I go, if I'm in width mode, everywhere, convenience store, grocery store, getting gas, or no matter where, I always look for people like y'all. And I'll figure out a way to talk to you. Excuse me. Can y'all do that? Can y'all say it that country? Because if you don't say it country, a lot of times it sounds like, excuse me. Guy said, that ain't country, that's Gomer Pyle. But a lot of times if you say excuse me to somebody and you don't figure out something to say, you look like the biggest idiot in the world. So you'll figure out, like, you'll become the best at meeting people because you'll figure out something to say. You'll figure something to say, excuse me, they'll look at you. I don't know what to say. The guy told me to say that, but at least that'll start a conversation, right? So number 1 is people. Number 2, check interest. Yes or no? Ask the question. Okay, let's overcome objections. Okay, you guys, y'all have objections. You're going to develop a top 25 list, or you're going to go out and you're going to start meeting people. You're going to start building your agency, okay? And if you don't know how to do that, then I promise you before you leave here, we will give you a game plan on how to do that, okay? Because it's just people and it's checking interest, okay? So y'all are afraid of objections, so give me an objection. Here's my phone script. Hey, Bob, my name's John Kite. Don't know if you remember me or not. Usually when I say that, I go, oh, yeah, we met the other day. Well, I didn't know if you remember meeting me. We did meet over at Starbucks. And listen, I mentioned to you that I do own a financial services company. I mentioned I couldn't promise anything, but you know, I was thinking about you yesterday. Are you open to maybe grabbing a cup of coffee and let me explain a little bit more about what we're doing with our financial service? Because I am looking for a couple people part-time, and I think it may be a position that'll fit you. So if y'all said something like that, what would be an objection that you think you might get that maybe you're scared and you don't know how to handle? Yeah, Ben.
Okay, so I'll have that. What exactly do you do?
Well, that would be the reason for the sit down. Are you interested enough? You want to grab a cup of coffee?
Sure.
This isn't insurance, is it?
Well, we create distribution for insurance companies. Have you ever heard of Mutual of Omaha? Okay. So what we do is we create leads that people call and go sit down with, and about every 10 leads, they create about 3 applications. And so I'm looking for somebody, not necessarily to sell insurance, but I'm looking for somebody that understands that we can build a big distribution center. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in talking to me about?
How much am I going to make?
I'm sorry?
How much am I going to make?
How much what?
How much money am I going to make?
Well, that's a great question, but when we sit down, I'll cover that with you. I'll cover from a part-time or full-time basis, but right now, without knowing what you're interested in, I'd just be taking a stab in the dark. Yes, ma'am.
Is this a pyramid scheme?
I never know what that means, but if you're asking if it's illegal, it's not illegal. You want to grab a cup of coffee? See, here's the thing. So, and I will tell you, and I've gotten that before, and it's all I can do not to have this attitude of bless your ever-loving heart. Because the thing about it is we don't get many real opportunities in life. And if I knew that I was taking one of the best opportunities I was ever going to be given, and that was the one absolute smart thing I could say, yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, bless your heart. Like, you got a mama that loves you. And that's the way I want you to handle it, okay? Make sense, okay? Anybody else? Any other objections? Give me some object. Give me the ones you're scared of. Yeah.
I'm not sure I have the time right now.
I'm sorry?
I'm not sure I have the time right now. I'm busy with work.
That's fantastic. I'll tell you what, you've got my cell number. If not, I'll give it to you. And if you ever see where you've got some time, you can give me a call. Yes.
Is this a company that can make full ownership?
What do you mean by that?
Like ownership as far as stock investments?
You're going to own your business, but you're not going to own this business. But the thing about it is, what you ask a good question, and that's an ambitious question. But once I show you our relationship, you're not going to own Mutual of Omaha. But I will tell you this, and tell me your first name again. Karan, I will tell you this. Mutual of Omaha. Have you ever heard of Mutual of Omaha? Okay. Have you ever heard of a company called Foresters or Transamerica?
Boston and Transamerica, yeah.
They create financial products, and they allow us to take their products and move them to middle-income America. So even though we're not going to own Mutual of Omaha, what they will do is they will allow us to build as big a distribution as we can. And so when I bring you aboard my business team, you will come aboard as a full business owner, not as an employee. So if that's what you're asking, then absolutely you'll be able to own 100% of your business.
I'm not good at sales.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, if you'll just give me a call, man, if you ever figure it out, give me a call sometime. You got my cell phone. Anybody else? Any objections? Yes?
I don't really like talking to people that I don't know.
Okay. Well, if anything ever changes, just give me a call. Hey guys, here's the thing I want to get across. And I realize y'all are playing along with me, and I appreciate that. But here's the thing. Check interest, yes and a no are equal. See, my goal in checking interest is to get an answer. It's not to get a yes. It's not to get a yes. You guys, you don't take action because you're paralyzed because you're trying to avoid the no. If you'll understand that your business will grow not based on number of yeses, it'll grow based on number of no's. Embrace the failure. Check interest. And something I had to realize dating is that they were lying. They didn't have to go to their grandmother's 8 times that week, okay? They were lying. So these people, when they ask you questions like that, just realize they're not interested. Let them off the hook, man. Quit trying to sell them. Quit being a recruiter. You're not going to build a business being a recruiter. Okay. People check interest. Number 3, overview. I can do that over the phone, or I can do that 15 minutes face-to-face. But if the purpose of checking interest is to find out if they're open to making money, the purpose of the overview is to find out if they're open to making money the way we make it. So my overview, I'm going to talk to them about distribution. I'm going to talk to them about Mutual of Omaha. I'm going to talk to them about Foresters, Transamerica, Columbian Financial Group. They create financial products, incredible financial products. But Bob, they're not very good at getting those products to middle-income America. So we partner up with a company called Equus Financial. Equus Financial produces people for us to talk to. They've got a whole lead system. I'll go into that later. But I want you to understand they get us the clients to sit with. So your success is not dependent upon how well you talk to your family and friends about insurance, okay? And so what our goal is and what we're going to engage in, John Schwartz, in our partnership, you and I are going to create distribution for these top A-rated insurance carriers. There's 2 ways we can create distribution. Number 1 is through our own personal pen. Now, John, as you get started, I got no idea if you've ever thought that you'd actually go out there and move insurance products personally, but I will tell you the majority of people that I hire and that are very successful with me, if they're honest, they'll tell you that they probably made about 1 million declarations in their life that they never sell insurance, okay? But what we do is a little bit different than sell insurance. See, when we talk about selling insurance, most of us think about the bow tie wearing New York Life guy or the insurance guy that grew up in our neighborhood, right? Like you can't go to church without that guy running you down talking about insurance, okay? Well, see, our insurance sales is a little bit different because our insurance sales is mortgage protection and final expense, and we actually have people that will fill out personal information, mail it back in, and ask for a representative to actually come and talk to them. So when we actually go out there and help them, I mean, we don't even really call it sales, Bob, to tell you the truth. Because the people in our business that go out there and they sell, they usually do the worst. So what we teach people to do is actually go and sit down and listen and help them accomplish what they wanted to accomplish when they filled out that form. So 2 ways of creating distribution, John. Number 1 is we're going to do it on our own pen. And you starting off part-time, I don't know if an extra $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month would help out. But in us getting started, that's what you're going to make. And I can guarantee that you're going to make it because if you'll listen to what I teach you do, if you listen to what I say and you do what I teach you to do, you're going to make that money. So John, would an extra $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month help out? Okay. Second thing we're going to do, John, and this is what I'm hiring you for. I'm not hiring you for the first one. The second thing you and I are going to do is we're going to partner up and we're going to go interview, qualify, and select. Do you think there's people all over the United States? Do you think there's maybe single moms, or do you think there's families that need to make an extra $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month? Okay, we're going to go out there, we're going to interview them, and we're going to select the sharpest people any geographical area has to offer, and we're going to bring them aboard our agency. My goal for you, John, is in the next 18 to 24 months is to produce for you and your family a $250,000 a year income stream that comes from your agency's production, not your personal production. So do you have an interest to find out a little bit more how we develop that? So number 2 is checking interest, find out if they want to make money, just generally, yes or no. Number 3, you want to find out if they want to make money the way I make it, yes or no. Number 4 is where I actually take time and I talk to them and I actually show Equus. And y'all know the way I do it. Y'all don't have to do it the way I do it. But there's a slow down process right there where you actually take and you share Equus. Number 5 is the follow-up. Now let me be very, very clear on this. Some of you guys, you've been in this business for a long time. let me tell you, if you're personally hiring people, you don't have a follow-up. Because, man, you're growing. Daniel McCray, he's going at a rate where he's moving. He ain't slowing down doing a follow-up. Where the follow-up comes into play is for you people that are brand new. When you call one of your top 25, and instead of saying no, they say yes, and so you take and you plug them into an overview, and then they say, I kind of like what y'all are doing. I'm interested in that. And then you share with them Equus Financial. Do you understand that as people go through that funnel, once they get past about 3 or 4, you've got somebody that's genuinely interested. And so if you've not built a big business yet, or you haven't had time to be successful in your field underwriter personal sales job, I'm highly recommending that you get those people to your upline. So I'm not against getting people to upline, it's just at what part of the process do you do it, right? I hope that makes sense. Because as your upline certainly has, they have an incentive to help you hire a few people.